Hi, crew. Welcome to the Captain's Quarters podcast. It is April 24th, 2023, and this should be episode probably somewhere around 84, 85. When you've done that many, we're not being exact, but cheers to the crew. There's Mr. Longwood. There's Mr. Hellfire. Madcap Mandy will probably be joining us later. She's all the way out in Utah, and she's a bit on the behind side of things. So there's our cheer. Aye. You may notice I got a whole lineup of bottles here I want to share with you in just a little bit. But for now, it is time to let you know how to be a part of our crew. How to watch the show. Go to YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. You can use that little QR code there. That'll take you right to our channel. You can like us. You can subscribe to us. You can get the little bell and find out what all we're doing and be a part of the show. If you watch us via YouTube when we're live every Monday night, you get to ask questions and answer questions. If you have to wait until later on and watch the recorded version, well, you'll just have to put up with whatever's out there. So go ahead and join the show, ladies and gentlemen. Pardon me. A lot of tours over the last 2 weeks, a lot of busyness, a lot of hoarse voice. That should take care of it right there. So, join us. We'd love to have you. As always, 8 Bells is our next segment, which is sponsored by the Rikers Reenacting family. We love having them as part of our group, and they do quite a fine job of being our sponsors. What do we have, Mr. Davey? Howard Kenton Ken Potts, an American World War II veteran. He was aboard the USS Arizona when it was attacked on December 7th, 1941. What a great person that would have been to talk to. Prior to his death, Potts was one of 2 known remaining members of the Arizona's crew at the time of the attack. Flags are to be flown at half-mast through April 28th to honor Potts at the Pearl Harbor Memorial. He was 102 years old. Wow, how about that? And Joel Hochberg, Sunny Isles Beach, Florida. He was the former president of Banjo-Kazooie developer Rare Limited, which is a British video game developer. First-person shooters, action, adventure, fighting, and racing genre. Donkey Kong, and much more. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. You might remember some of those games. And Otis Redding III, American funk, soul, and disco band, founded by Otis Redding's son, Dexter, and he was 59 years old. And April Stevens, born Caroline Vincent, I won't even try to pronounce that last name, an American singer best known for her collaboration with her younger brother, Nino Tempo. Stevens recorded from the time she was 22 years old. And ladies and gentlemen, she was 93. Very, very good. Is that the only 4 we have, Mr. Davey?
Yes.
Very good. So, as always, a tip of the cheer and our 8 bells. We honor them that have passed and bring recognition to their time on this planet, doing what they do with their talents. We cheer to them. Let's see. It's time for the Joke of the Week with Mini Mayhem, and Shiver Me Pictures is our big sponsor. So, ladies and gentlemen, turn your set up. Let's hear the wise words of Captain Mini-Me.
Ahoy, mates. Mini Mayhem here with the Joke of the Week, sponsored by Shiver Me Pictures. Why does the pirate carry his sword? Think about it, and I will give you the answer at the end of the show.
All right, very good. At the end of the show, we'll do our reveal on Mini-Me's famous joke, whatever it may be. Of course, it's time for Quote of the Week by Mr. Davey and Spyglass Travel. If you need a good walking tour of St. Augustine, ladies and gentlemen, call up Spyglass Travels, our good friends there. Kevin Rose, he'll take you on a fantastic walking tour of St. Augustine. And too often we enjoy the comfort of opinion without the discomfort of thought. My goodness, I sure did experience that over the last couple of weeks in some discussions with some other people. That's a good quote. And John F. Kennedy, we've used a couple of his quotes before, so that's well worth it. So, I'm sorry, I'm making a quick post here, and there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Question of the week, sponsored by our good friend Gina Marie and Ancient City Privateers. If you need dancers for your event, if you need professional dancers for your event, Gina Marie is the one to go to. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, she has decades of experience under her belt. She is not just somebody that has picked it up and decided, I'm going to be a dancer. She's gone through training. She's recognized in the top 100 of belly dancers of the entire world, and always an invited guest to belly dancing events all around the world, including those in the Middle East. So if you want somebody that's doing you right for dancing, call up Ancient City Privateers. For now, though, today is National Bucket List Day. Do any of you have anything on your list that you'd like to brag about or tell about that you'd like to be doing? So that'll be towards the end of the show, and we'll be watching our comments on that also. Let's see what else we have. We got question of the week, quote of the week. We got it all down, except it's time for crew adventures, ladies and gentlemen. Our podcast and Swashbucklers crew, we're actually going to be starting to combine all this and have other crews with their events and list out an entire calendar. But for now, May 13th, the Pirates Only Museum Tour. Midsummer Night in June, for June 17th, may be on the wayside right now. We may have to put that away. Talk Like a Pirate Day, special podcast edition on September 18th, and of course our Spooktacular, October 27, 28, and 29. We are going to, well, I say we, myself and Quartermaster Pugh, Mr. Leon from our crew, will be going up to South Carolina this weekend to help celebrate Adam Morrow's birthday and raise some money for charity up there. We are a sponsor. The podcast is a sponsor of the event, and we'll be talking to them and having a good time all through the weekend. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there are other pirates going to be up there. Do we have one of their posters to show all their support? And I actually went and got some support because I'm taking up some St. Augustine flavors to the party. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, St. Augustine Distilleries gave me a bottle of their choice rum and a small bottle of tropical tiki mixer, which we'll be putting together with it. And then City Gates Distilleries, they gave me a pineapple, a coconut, and a tropical rum. We'll be putting all that together into one big, gigantic drinking bowl for the evening on Saturday evening, this coming Saturday. It'll be a righteously great party of pirates from all over, and I'll be taking a few videos here and there just to let everybody know of what we're doing. On Saturday, we are visiting a bird sanctuary. They save or take care of protecting various exotic animal birds, and we're going to go visit them. So, be watching for all of that. Hopefully we'll have some pretty good shorts. I'm still learning the short thing using that little thing called a cell phone. Still learning that, but we'll see what we come up with. We do other crew adventures also, and we wanted to talk about this weekend, not this weekend, May 6th. I got all my weekends all mixed up. May 6th, ladies and gentlemen, 5 to 9, Palm Coast Community Center. The SeaWolf Privateers will be hosting a Monopoly party to benefit their foster children program. And it is sponsored by Carrabba's Italian Grill down that way. There'll be dinner, short game, gift raffle, theme activities. I personally will be standing around watching everybody and enjoying some drinks because that's the night before this captain's birthday. So I'm having a birthday the whole weekend. So it'll be a lot of fun. And believe it or not, that actually gives us a great segue. That segue is that we want to invite the SeaWolf Privateer captain, and I don't rightly know what her actual position is. I want to say first mate, but the way I understand it, she may be pulling all the strings, so she should be the Commodore. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, our guest for tonight is the SeaWolf Privateers, Captain Alan Scabbard.
Hi.
And what is her title besides Badass Bitch?
She was given the title of first mate.
Yes, I know, and I can say that because we gave her a present that actually said that for Christmas.
It says beautiful badass.
All right. Well, there was still a lot of bees in there, though. All right. So, how are things going for your Monopoly party?
Okay.
It's going well. We still have some tickets available. We still have some sponsorships available. But like you had mentioned earlier, that Carrabba stepped in and became our big sponsor for the event. So they're also they're preparing the dinner that we're serving that night. And we also have Funky Pelican at Flagler Beach has come on board as a major sponsor as well. And then also Charmed Life Salon, which is a local beauty salon here in Palm Coast. So we're excited to have them. We're really looking forward to a fun night. We've got a bunch of different themed activities and games around the room, as well as a speed round of Monopoly, not the 4-hour usual game, going on in the middle, in which in the middle of the room, which there will be first, second, and third place winners for.
Round work. Let's go with that. But I've asked questions, and it's like, how do you play Monopoly at an event like this when a game of Monopoly can last 2-3 days?
Right. So it's actually just a 1-hour shortened game. The rules are slightly different, but basically the same. And of course, it's Pirates of the Caribbean. So all the boards are the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy board set of Monopoly. And, all the pieces are pirate themed, and as is the whole room and the entire event. So it should be a lot of fun.
Does that mean we have to rush people to pick up the dice and roll the dice until we get as many rolls as possible?
Yeah, just guns to the temple, until they roll.
Aye, very good. So how many, do you have more than one board game then? Or what? More than one board, more than one table?
Aye.
So depending upon how many additional player seats we sell, we have the capacity of 8 tables. To have 4 players at each table. So you can either come and just have dinner and cheer on the game participants and then participate in the games around the room and have dinner, or you can also choose to purchase a ticket to play the game and go to become the champion.
Well, I'm going to play the game. And I'm going to sit down at the table with my gun and just say, I'm going to win because my name is Bond. James Bond.
Perfect.
I'm looking forward to it. It looks like it'll be a lot of fun, and the support is the most important part, and that's what I want you to do now. Tell everybody, because I say the foster children program, but it's much bigger than that. So go ahead and tell everybody what you guys really, really work towards, and you really do.
Well, we've already started some events this year. We had our beach event, which was the Sailing Amongst the Stars. That went off really well. I enjoyed it, I think, as much as the kids. They had all their kites up. It was so beautiful. Wind blowing about 10 miles an hour. So we were doing that. They had a fire out by the beach. We had permits to get the fire going. So they had a big wood fire, and we had s'mores and light up swords and all those kind of things. And dinner, obviously, we had great sandwiches and some veggie trays and all kinds of wonderful things with drinks and sand toys and so on. Obviously, we're coming up on the fundraiser, but then following that up will be the next event for them, which is the Pirate and Mermaid Adventure that we did last year. So we'll be kicking that off. So all of our major focuses are the entertainments for the kids. Getting their opportunity to be out, have fun, have their siblings in the units where they're staying. We're also reaching out to those families that are not foster children, that have been children that have put up with grandparents or uncles and aunts and things of this nature, because they get left completely out. They're working on their own ship completely and trying to bring in booty to keep those things going. So we help keep them going a little bit. We've done the food drive now for several months. Since every Thursday since last Christmas. So we load them up with all the things that we can get. We pick up donations every week, and then usually twice a month, sometimes 3 times a month, depends on what's out there, but we get a lot of food out to them and everything, which is helping during this particular time because of food costs. Obviously, it's driven up, so they don't get much of a raise in that situation. So they are working towards getting that out to them to take that burden down. We do a lot of things for also when we get emergency placement of children. Means that someone gets called at 2 o'clock in the morning and says, we're bringing you a baby. Well, that home may not even be set up yet for that situation. There's no cribs, there's no diapers, there's no things. So we have a lot of other partners that help us with that. And we make the call outs and call all of our friends and acquaintances and associates that help us with this. And we get all those articles together and we get it to their house. The Easter event was wonderful. We did that. If you remember, we did that during Easter, went out and put all the eggs out and all the baskets. And we had so many wonderful pictures. Unfortunately, we can't share those because they are foster children and they don't want to be popped all over the internet. There's reasons for that. I'm sure everyone understands. But we had a great response. The kids were so wonderful. I really want to tell you about this little girl. You have to image this. She goes out the front door. There are eggs on both sides of the sidewalk, probably 30 eggs. They were everywhere.
Probably more than 30.
Yeah, you couldn't see the grass for the eggs. It's not like she had to hunt for them. So she goes out the door and she walks out there with her little basket and she gets about 5 or 6 feet from the house and her mother's filming her from the back. And she kneels down. She gets one egg, puts it in her basket, and she goes to the next egg, goes to pick it up. And she goes, this is a lot of bending up and down, isn't it? Our challenge was, wow, I can't, this is a lot of bending up and down, she said. She's
Wow.
like 3 feet tall, you know.
Wait till she gets to be our age.
Yeah, you can't get down, pick that egg up anymore. So that went off really well. So we're continuing to do that, and we're trying to grow those situations. There's a lot of things going on towards Christmas again. We'll be doing a breakfast, all kinds of different things we'll be doing, and obviously the giveaway nights we're doing a Christmas thing again for them of some sort. Still shaping those 2 plans on how we're going to do that, but that's where we are. It's all about the entertaining that's our main focus.
Right.
We do get calls all the time about other things, and we do Mayhem do other things to help as we get calls. We attack a situation. If it comes up and something needs to be handled, we do everything we can to either channel it situation to get it taken care of, or we address it ourselves within our boundaries of what we're capable of doing. So,
well, you stay really busy with this project. You have you've bitten off a large chunk, and I know that we're helping participate. Some of the swashbucklers and myself, we're helping participate on June 3rd, I believe it is.
Yes, sir.
So we'll be down there helping you on that. Pardon me, and we're working hand in hand between your crew, our crew, and Miss Gina's Ancient City Sirens to try to keep all of us, because with 3 crews trying to work together and support each other, there are a lot of dates coming up.
yes.
So we have to make sure, and we don't, each one of the crews doesn't need everybody from every crew either. You know, like you've got some of your events, for example, your kite flying event. You didn't really need any of us down there. That was just a fun time with you and the kids.
Yeah, we were okay, for sure. I mean, more the merrier always.
Absolutely.
You guys are there, and it's always uplifting even more.
So how many kites did you have in the air for your kite event?
Wow. Well, there was a variety of different times because, not all kids can get corralled at the same time. But we had a pretty good turnout. I think there was like 35 people or so that came in, and we had a great time. And a lot of them were younger. We had expected a few teenagers that couldn't make it. There was a mom that had a car issue at the last minute, of course. And
I know car issues.
Yeah. So they were pretty disappointed that they couldn't make it in. But most of the kids, I think our oldest one was like 8, and then everybody like trickled down from there down to, we had an infant that someone had brought with us, some other siblings. But they had a great time. When they arrived, they just played in the sand. We had a bunch of sand toys, and we had cornhole and just frisbees and footballs and all kinds of things, just beach play for about the first hour. And then they got in the waves because the tide was going out, and they just had a little area there they just were too tempted and couldn't stay out of. So That was
So-
a whole nother fun.
Did you do this down on Flagler Beach?
Yes, sir. North Flagler Beach.
Oh, very good, very good. So, besides the Monopoly game, which is in 2 weeks, then you've got your mermaid party in June. What's next on your list? You got a couple of other things for the summertime, right?
Right. So for the foster children, we're doing a parent drop off on Friday of Mother's Day weekend. So it's a respite night for those parents. They can come and drop their kids. We've got a hall that we've rented for the evening. I say rented; they give it to us for free, but we're using it for the evening. And the kids will get dinner and a movie and play games and all kinds of fun things. And that'll be a 4-hour time frame. And then the parents are given restaurant gift cards so they can go out and have a meal on us. A lot of those are donated to us, and so they'll have 4 hours of a break. They can shop or sleep or have a date night or go to dinner, whatever it is they want to do, and then come back and pick their kids up later that evening. And so then that's going on May 12th. That's a Friday night. Then we also have a fashion show in the middle of June that one of the local boutiques is putting on for us. So we're doing her regular fashion boutique, and then we're going to add some pirate garb in just to have a little fun at the end and get a few people to walk down the runway. So that'll be June 8th. And goodness,
So we got-
and then a murder mystery, hoping to be somewhere around the last weekend in July, beginning of August. So that's in the works at this point.
So we got to ask Captain Scabbard and your fashion show. Are you going to be in the gown competition, or are you going to be in the bathing suit competition?
I was going with the Speedo.
Speedo.
Okay, all right. Definitely be an event I won't be attending now.
I can go with the 1920s men's suit, you know.
There you go. That'd be more appropriate and probably fit better too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's all about. Is the pirate crews, the SeaWolf privateers, and the St. Augustine swashbucklers doing things that are benefiting families and children, and we've been doing it. I've been doing it with the St. Augustine swashbucklers now since 2008. And sometimes there's some years that you're just going to work your hindquarters off.
Well, we're still in that establishment phase. You know, we're a fairly new crew, so we're always looking for more volunteers and more people to come on board. We're still in the process of connecting with a lot of those foster families and the families of the displaced children that are not living with their parents, but with another family member or friend of the family. So it's a constant, I don't know, chore, but not in a bad sense, to be able to contact those people, to get our name out there, to people know, oh, I have a kid that's displaced, or oh, I'm a foster mom. Oh, I can call this agency and get in touch with them and connect in some way. So that's just always, what we're working towards, trying to get known more. The more we're out there, the more we're visible, the more people know that we are a resource in the community.
Well, we've had private conversations in the past, but this is a public one, and I'll tell you that when I first took over the St. Augustine Swashbucklers, there were a couple of years there that we were doing 36 events a year.
Wow.
And it's just it's too much. You burn out your crew. It takes things, and in some of those cases, 36 events sounds like a really good deal, except that the money wasn't that good.
Yep.
We weren't we were spreading more money over longer periods of time, whereas we started backing up and doing at a bigger, powerful punch for us. And we're supporting two major children's organizations here in St. Augustine, and that would be St. Augustine Youth Services, which deals with foster children, and also Inc., which helps education for children. So we were doing stuff for every charity that came along. And after a while, you just find out you can't do that anymore.
Right.
It's already a full-time job for me because of everything else that I have to do. But that was just making it a second full-time job.
Yeah.
And so you do have to pick and choose. Has your crew expanded?
it's a constant flux, you know, like we gain some, we lose some, we gain some, we lose some. It's sort of, you know, I mean, that's just a numbers thing at this point, you know. I mean, we were pretty blessed that we were just doing some financial paperwork. I think we were just shy of like 25,000 last year in funds that we took in to spend on these kids and these families. So we're calling that a really big win for our first year. So we're excited.
That's a grand successful win.
To have been able to
I always look at every event. Apologize for the cough. It's been a rough week. I always look at every event. Every event that you do has three outcomes. You can make a profit, which goes to your charity. You can not make a profit, means you're in the hole, or you can break even. I'm happy with break even or better.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the way I look at it, I got 2/3 of a chance of making a successful event. Mm-hmm. If I go in the hole, though, then and we've only had one event since 2008. We've only had one event go in the hole. One. So that's a success. Even if you're only $100 or $200 over towards your charity, you're still doing what you're supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. So I count those all as successes. And you've had a great first year. So it's great for the Swashbucklers and the SeaWolf Privateers to work together on this.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely. A lot of those things we couldn't have done what we did without, you know, joint effort with your crew, especially walking along with us. So.
And it as we say, it takes a whole crew to make an effort to put everything together. So it's always a good thing. And you're down in Flagler County, right? Yes, Flagler County. And we're in St. Johns County, and those two are connected. So that just spreads our work to help children in both setups. Mm-hmm. We were very lucky 3 weeks ago now, 3 Mondays ago, to have Sheriff Hardwick on the show.
Oh yeah.
And he's turned into, he has become what I consider to be a very good ally for us here. And I know you have the same working relationship and allies with the Sheriff's Department in Flagler also.
Aye.
And it's very important because it gives you an upper hand on legitimacy, and you're not just pirates that are sitting there grabbing the nearest rum bottle and having a good time. You're pirates with a purpose, and that's the most important part of it all. So, so you're going to do another one of those murder mysteries, are you?
Aye.
It's in the works. We'll keep you posted when it all kind of starts coming into fruition. So,
well, you'll have to let me know.
Yes,
we'll come in support from the audience, maybe.
Okay.
Okay, sure. We'll get by with that, right?
What's that?
You might get by with that. I doubt it.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
I am your biggest fan, you know, so.
What's that?
I said I am your biggest fan, of course. So
I know. I have to do magic for you every time we meet. I just, sometimes it's simple magic tricks that just make her giggle, so it's okay. Well, we haven't had a whole lot of actual real, because we're not just pirates, we're friends off the pirate scale, and we haven't really had a whole lot of private social time over the last month and a half. Life has been really hectic. You know, with all the school tours we do down to the museum and going into the end of the school year, it's been very hectic. But so, and I know that you Alan, you have your own business, so you've got to keep that going. And Katie, you do sign for lots of people, so that keeps you busy.
That was good.
Yeah, wasn't that?
I can't believe you just said that to me.
What's that?
I said, I can't believe you just said that to me.
Here, wait, let me put a punctuation on it.
I never.
And you probably never will either. So I want to give you an invite, though, for something that the crew is doing, and it's not until May of next year. So you've got, this is an open invite to anybody that's listening to us. So you have a year to get, so that you don't start putting events on that same time frame. But let me look at my note here. My note says, for the delay and everything. We're going. The St. Augustine Swashbucklers has started booking rooms on a Mardi Gras cruise ship for May 19th, 2024. So, if I understand it right, it is 6 days and 5 nights.
Nice.
And it's right now, there's a deposit you have to pay per person. It works out to $100 a person. And they allow us to make payments on everything all the way through. The next time money is required to keep these accounts open is December, which by that time, you know, what I believe we have 6 couples right now, I believe. It could be less than that. But we're trying to get a few more couples or singles, if you know that. But the more we get, the more the price starts to go down. So if you want to go hang out, they actually 2 things that I've already planned on doing. One of them my wife wants to do, Miss Kara wants to do. They have a Family Feud game on the ship. As pirates, I think we have to do that.
Oh yeah.
And the other is, and I probably shouldn't broadcast it too loudly, but I wonder how hard it would be to actually be pirates and take over a ship.
Be more than 6 days.
So I've never been on a cruise before, so we're starting to work that in. But your crew and any of your crew members that want to join, let's make sure I get you all the information. Right. We'd love to have you go and be about. And you've got a whole year to plan. It's a year away. So I mean, I have to plan it in such a way that. Because 2 of the other tour guides at the Pirate Museum are going on this also, which means that during that time frame in May next year, they're not going to be able to accept as many school tours, but they have a year to work around that. So that's why we're doing it a year in advance. So there's an open invite for you.
Thank you.
It'd probably be a lot of fun if you were there.
Yeah.
And just enjoy. I've never been on a cruise before. I've been on ships, but I've never been on a cruise ship.
I'll pack my Speedo.
What's that?
I'll pack my Speedo.
Okay. We'll make sure that you only allowed to go out at midnight. So the SeaWolf Privateers have been in existence now for just about going on 2 years now?
It'll be 2 years in October.
In October. Very good. Well, you've had 2 good murder mysteries. You've had 3?
Yeah.
Really? I guess I wasn't involved in the very first one then.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, you were.
So how is there 3? I was.
It was the same show the first time, and then a month and a half later, it was the same show. And then we changed the show. So that's probably why you're not remembering the difference.
Well, that, and I'll be 65 soon, so I'm allowed to be forgetful now. So, yeah. Okay, so I had a good time. Davey had a good time when we worked on the other one with you. It's a lot of fun.
You guys are awesome.
And so we look forward to seeing what you come up with, and then we'll make some decisions. But you also, last year we helped you with a mermaid party last year, but it was outside.
Right.
And it was hot as blazes.
This one's inside.
This one's inside. So,
I can actually put the ship inside.
No, you can't.
Watch me.
Ramming speed.
That's right. It'll go right in that garage door. No problem.
Well, you did not get a chance to see our seafood setup for the Seafood Festival, but we have a huge is probably not the right word. We have a very elaborate mermaid setup now.
I saw pictures of it. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, and we're adding a few more things to it to make it even better. That was just the first time. Wonderful. So I guess that's one of the things that we're bringing down to you is this mermaid station. Am I doing magic also?
Well, yep. I hope so.
Yeah, I guess I'm doing magic also.
Aren't you always magical?
Yeah, I know. I'm always doing magic. The best part is that I can just do 3 or 4 tricks. And nobody will remember them anyway. So, yeah. So, and that's June the 3rd. So the weekend after, June the 10th, and you might want to join us in this. You know the large piece of property I have here. We're doing my landlord has given me permission. In fact, he wants to be a part of it. We're doing a big, giant, multi-family yard sale on our property. And one of the things we're doing is that if any of our pirates bring stuff to sell, if it sells, they have to give 15% to the crew and they keep the rest. We could open up the space for you and your crew to do the same thing. And that way it would put more money in your coffers, and some of your crew might have stuff they just want to get rid of. So that's the following Saturday, where I think we're only going to do it for one day. We'll set it up on Friday, and then we'll do it on Saturday. But because of our proximity to US 1 and some good advertisement, I think it'll be a very good success. So put that on your calendar. There'll be some other things we talk about for calendars down the road, but that'll be it for now. So the SeaWolf Privateers is a 501 or an LLC?
We're a nonprofit 501.
All right, nonprofit 501, registered with the state of Florida.
Aye.
Yeah. And how many board members do you have?
We currently have 5.
5 board members. Very good. So tell us anything else you want us to know about the SeaWolf Privateers.
Come to our Monopoly event. We still have tickets left, so that would probably. It's a new adventure for us. One of our crew members actually is an event planner. She's moved back out to Las Vegas now, but she has the license for Monopoly from Hasbro. So she was the only person that came into Florida that got pretty much the entire state that she could use her license in. And she's done a lot of Monopoly fundraisers all across Florida. So we decided to put a little twist on it and make it Pirates of the Caribbean. So it's a little bit different because it's Monopoly, but Hasbro didn't actually make that game. So we're trying a whole new twist on it. So it's not been done before. And we would love to have some more support from anybody who'd like to come out and get tickets. We still have some tickets left for that, and it should be really a great. It's cash bar. There's a silent auction, of course, Carabas, and lots of fun different games you can participate around.
Davey, do you have a poster for it, or do we have the a way for contact to scroll across the bottom?
Got the poster, but
there's the poster again, ladies and gentlemen. But let's see if we got something that we can put up there that people can contact. You're selling tickets on Eventbrite, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. So Davey's usually pretty good about finding some little things that we can put up there for people to pay attention to. That way, if they're watching the show even after tonight and they watch it through the rest of the week, they'll see it. Is there anything else we can do to help you promote it?
Keel hauling. They must come.
That's it. All right. So Carrabba's is doing the food. Do you already know what the menu is?
It's a chicken and a pasta dish, a salad, and regular Carrabba's style. It'll be delicious, whatever it is.
Are you doing the bar there, or did you bring somebody else to bring a bar in?
We are actually doing the bar.
Ah, very good.
Actually, I thought you were doing the bar. Didn't you say you were doing the bar?
If I'm doing the bar, there won't be much profit.
Whatever that bottle of rum, anyway. I sold 30.
That bottle's gone. Yes. So, well, I think it's going to be a grand time. I'm looking forward to it. And like I said, that's my weekend birthday. So I'm celebrating Saturday and Sunday for my birthday. So I might have to just bring a bottle down and share a bottle with everybody for my birthday anyway. And maybe I got an idea. I am going to bring a bottle down. Now, do you have the licensing and everything to do the bar?
Aye.
Okay. So how about this? With your permission, I'll bring a bottle down, my own bottle. I'll bring in solo cups, and anybody that wants to make a $5 donation can have a drink with Captain Mayhem until the bottle's empty, and you get all the money.
Oh.
How's that?
Wow, that's wonderful. It's very gracious.
That should stay within the licensing there.
Oh,
we'll see what we can do. But $5 gets you a shot, with Captain Mayhem, and I'll give you all the money for your cause.
Wow.
Thank you.
Cool. All
Very
right,
generous.
good. So it's always fun to have you guys on the show. We do have a couple of other things we want to go ahead and start doing. So if you've got comments, throw them out there. You don't have to be quiet. Like I really need to tell her that, right?
That calls for a drink right there.
That does call for a drink. Aye.
All this abuse.
Aye. Yes. It's attention, though.
I know Davey's not helping you at all.
I know. Thanks a lot.
Every once in a while, when there's a big glare on his glasses, I think his eyes are closed. I think. Aye, blimey. See, sometimes the show I want the show to just be fun for people. I know we have quite a few people watching the show, and we're going to go through some of those comments in just a little bit. But Davey, I think it's time for the week in nautical history. What do you think?
Unless you want the little video highlight first.
Do you have something?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Well, let's see what you got for a video highlight.
Advance crew. Gunner Henley here. Wait, what you doing way out here? Gah, doesn't matter. I just barely escaped my fate at the gallows. The same can't be said for poor old mate Charles Vane. Did you know Charles Vane was hung on March 29th, 1721, in Port Royal, Jamaica? He was captured, tried for piracy, found guilty, of course, and, well, sentenced to be hanged. Unfortunately, he couldn't escape his fate. But did you also know the last dance Charles Vane ever did was the hempen jig? I sure do love a good old pirate joke, if I say so myself. Well, crew, I'm on the run. I'll catch you later.
Good job, Henley. Good job. I knew.
Thank you.
I knew when you joined this crew and I put you on that Halloween video we did, I knew you had the talent. You're showing off now. Very good. That's a good one. When is that shirt going to be posted, or has it already been?
That's been up for about 3 weeks now. Is it, Davey?
Yeah. Has it gotten a lot of views?
Yes.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. Very good. And did you do that on your cell phone?
Yep. My cell phone was attached to a tripod, and I had a script behind it, but I ended up remembering it by then. I think I did like 12 takes before I actually finally got it.
No wonder you were sweating.
Mm-hmm. Well, it really sold it. Made it look like I was actually running for miles.
Very good. That was a good one. I like that one. Very, very good.
Thank
Did
you.
a wonderful job. I like that. Can't say enough about it. Very good, Mr. Henley. Very good.
Thank you.
Well played. All right, Mr. Longwood. Let's see this week in nautical history. Very good. And ladies and gentlemen, that was sponsored by our good sponsor friends at the Pirate and Treasure Museum, the St. Augustine Pirate and Treasure Museum. Can't go wrong if you want to go over there and learn something about real pirate history. Taking a tour over there. We have some fine tour guides, and on the weekends, you will find me doing tours over there open to the public. So it's always great there. I see Mr. Longwood has gotten a contact ribbon down there at the bottom for the Eventbrite for buying tickets. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to be here on the weekend of May 6th and 7th, because you're going to be here for Captain Mayhem's birthday, you might as well go and have some fun. And join us there at the Palm Coast Community Center. Very good. Let's see. Normally, in between all of this, we do a mail call, but I don't have any mail this time, so we're going to dispense with that since we're running good on time, and jump right into This Week in History. This is sponsored by our good friends at Dick's Wings. They run over 20 different lunch specials every day over there at Dick's Wings. If you can't find something you like to eat for lunch, then you're in the wrong place. Dick's Wings on US 1. Go ahead, Mr. Longwood. Throw it up there.
All righty.
Wonderful. Great pieces of history. Did you learn anything there, Mr. Alan Scabbard?
I sure did. And I
Good.
remembered Mr. Potato Head.
What's that?
I remember the Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, the Mr. Potato Head one. That one jumped out at me. I like that one. Kind of was an ugly potato head, though. I was going through some of the comments, but I think I'll just go ahead right back to the beginning now and say hello to everybody that's on board with us. There's Athena Rivers.
Wait a minute,
Great
Captain.
to have you
First, I got Katie sent me a scan thing, so if they have their phones.
Ah, put it up there.
Oh, like they're right in the middle of this.
There it is. If you need help finding the Monopoly game on the 6th of May, scan that with your phone right now. And that should do exactly what you need. That should be enough time for everybody to scan it. Maybe we'll pop it up there again in a few minutes. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have quite a few people here. And I was looking there. There's Athena. There's Grace St. Clair. Sky Jockey. That seems to be a new name. I'm not sure who that is. That's good to have you here, Sky Jockey. I see Zachary Harker all the way from Michigan. Always good to see you there. Jen Neuenfeld, there he is there. I actually, Davey, I got him almost convinced to be a guest on the show.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't want to be seen, we can always put it like emoji over his face, you know.
There we go. We could do that too. Or we'll just put, you know what? We'll do it like on like 60 Minutes, and we'll put him in the chair, and we'll turn off all the lights except for a light in the back, and make it look like he's like getting ready to confess to something. That's what we'll do. We'll do it that way if we want. That'll work.
Disguise his voice.
You can just
disguise
dub
his voice. And we have a voice changer now, so we can do that.
You can put his voice in, and I'll just sit there and do this while he talks. If that
There
helps.
you go. And we'll put you in a little circle like your QR code. That works. So let's see. We have the Real Treasure Hunters. Good to hear and see them. They are trying to make some plans to come visit us. I've given them some dates for some good weekends for us to all get together here in St. Augustine. So as soon as they get it all worked out, let's see what happens. Let's see. Hellfire got a special lass on his line. Do we want to brag about that yet?
Not quite yet.
I put him on the spot. That actually, ladies and gentlemen, was probably why he was actually running. Either away from or to. But we'll leave it at that. Use your imagination. Let's see. He wanted to know, Barker, did you dance in front of the Glockenspiel and have fried chicken at the family restaurant? Must be something I'm missing in there. Sometimes they have conversations amongst themselves, and I can't catch up with it all. So I see Black Sails Adventure Company is on board with us tonight, and I'll be meeting a few of those up in South Carolina this weekend when we go up to South Carolina for our little shindig up there, taking some time up there. So thank you, Black Sails, for being there. I look forward to spending some time chatting with you. I see Logan Spencer is here on board tonight. Very good. And Nightingale in Florida. Will the Historian. Yes, I have to brag. That's my son. I always do. I always brag. But he had a chance to go to a Comic Con or some kind of a con up in over in Alabama, and he has a picture of himself standing with Brett Spiner. When I told that to my wife, she goes, "Who?"
Commander Data.
Commander Data. But I remember him from being a really whacked out character in Night Court. He had a really funny character in Night Court. But he was also the strange doctor or scientist in Independence Day. So, if you remember that. Let's see. The Monopoly game sounds like it's going to be loads of fun. Are tickets still available? What do you say?
Aye, that they are. Please join us.
So, get that QR code or get the Eventbrite and find out. We'll pass it up there again in just a bit. Nightingale is part of the St. Augustine Swashbucklers crew. I know that at least, besides myself and Miss Cece, I believe there's at least 6 other crew members that have bought tickets already. So we're supporting you big time. Having Melinda, that's Melinda, and her man Mark. he's in town. It would be great to have them be there as part of the festivities for the evening. That'll be a lot of fun. Let's see. I don't see. Have I missed anything, Mr. Davey? If you see something there, pop it up there. I'll go ahead and speak about anything that's there. I did see. I made a mistake, and I referred to Miss Gina as Ancient City Privateers. That was a terrible, terrible mistake on my part. She is Ancient City Sirens. If I actually did that, then my extreme apologies to that. I'm actually going to go back and make sure that if I did that, then I can bleep myself out. So, add some honey to that rum to help your cough. Okay. I'm actually not drinking rum right now. The shot at the beginning was rum. I'm actually drinking fruit juice. I've had this cough now for a week and a half. I had a really bad head cold, and this is what's left. But it seems that I've given it to a few other people, possibly. So I'm apologizing for that also. Sometimes you're on the go so much. I see Mo. Mo is from Vegas, ladies and gentlemen, and he did send me a little message earlier before the show. He'll be in Orlando in July and making plans to hang out a couple extra days to come up here and hang out with us here in St. Augustine. So that'll be around the 20th of July. So be looking. I may be having some kind of a social event in the backyard with our good friend Mo, one of the nominees for the Order of Leviathan. And we'll see how things go with the voting. That happened over this past week. It looks like neither have I been on a cruise. I live in Florida and never seen the beach. Well, that doesn't make any sense.
No.
There you go. Gunner Hellfire says perhaps he can take you, Athena. There you go. I see Miss Cece there. I see her on board. And that looks like it. I don't see a whole lot pertaining to our quote of the day, or our question of the day, which is fine, because we have so much more that we have to talk about all the time. Like May 7th, Captain's birthday. May 6th, the Monopoly game with the SeaWolf Privateers raising money for their foster children. Have I missed anything, Mr. Longwood? I feel my head being a little stopped up. What is that? Guests on the horizon. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there are a list of guests. Look at what we've got coming up. We've got an actor from Pirates of the Caribbean. We've got William McRae from Alabama. Joe Hughes, a comedian. Steve Wetzel, a pirate and stage sword choreographer. T.A. Burrows, my good buddy out in Phoenix. We did shows together for several years once we both got out of the military. I have a confirmation for a date in July with the new fire chief of St. Johns County. I have sent an invite to the mayor of St. Augustine. We'll see if that is accepted. And I'm going to ask the chief of police of St. Augustine to be here too. I figure with the sheriff, we might as well get every one of them and have them all on board. So you can see Ron Brown is there for National Rum Day. He makes his own rum. John Miriam is National Radio Broadcasters Day. He's a radio DJ here in the area on several radio stations. And, of course, Talk Like a Pirate Day is a big event coming up in September, so you'll want to catch up with that. On that note, what else do we have, Mr. Davey?
The joke of the week reveal.
Well, let's go with the reveal. Everybody.
Okay, it's time for the answer to the joke of the week. Why does the pirate carry his sword? The answer is because swords can't walk. Duh.
Very good.
Because swords can't walk.
What's that?
Because swords can't walk.
All right. We might have to work on the sound of that one a little bit. It seemed to be a little bit reserved even when I turned it up here, so we may have to work on that a bit. But we're open to all kinds of suggestions. Constructive criticism makes us do better. So, that was Joke of the Week. How about showing our platforms? Ladies and gentlemen, it's not just YouTube you can find us on. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Instagram. Those are 3 for visual. And if you just want to listen to us, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Castbox, Apple Podcast, and, of course, Amazon Music. All 8 of those platforms we are on now every day. Once this show cans at the end of the show, it goes right into all of those, and you can catch us anywhere you like. We hope you're watching. Show us our numbers there, Mr. Davey. Look at that, 884 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen, and look at those numbers. We're doing really well. And of course, we always like to say thank you to everybody. So let's say thank you properly. Very good, Mr. Davey. We've reached almost the end of our night for this, the 24th of April. We've had a good show. We hope people will come out and join the SeaWolf Privateers on May the 6th for their Monopoly game. I'm looking forward to it myself. I plan on winning.
Bribery, I believe.
Hey, does it use the Monopoly money?
Yes, during the game. Yes.
I wonder if I still have a spare Monopoly game around. Yeah, pirate, pirate. All right. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. May the 6th. It's from 5 to 9 p.m. Palm Coast Community Center. Come on out and join the SeaWolf Privateers and a good dozen of us swashbucklers as part of the crew. And have a good time, have some drinks, have some good food, play some games, and some good laughs. That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. Some good laughs, some good times while we help support the foster children of Flagler County. Anything that you would like to say, Captain Scabbard, in closing? I give you the floor for just a few moments if you'd like.
All right, we're looking forward to everyone at the Monopoly game. Can't wait till you're there. There will be games all around the room, outside of the Monopoly game as they're being played. Food's going to be great. Will be entertainments all night long. Wish everyone to be there, and always think of our children, no matter what situation they're in, and take care of them with all your hearts and everything that needs to be done for them. Always, money doesn't solve the problems. You have to be involved. That's what we do. We work with the children directly. So open up your hearts as well as your wallets and pass out those coins, because we need those to make things happen. With the help of all our crews, supported together, Gina and her group, the Sirens, and of course, our favorite at the top of the list, Michael, Mr. Captain Mayhem. We're looking forward to him being there and helping with just him being in the room as an entertainment in itself. So look forward to you guys being there. Lady Catherine.
And addressing the comment, there will be a brig. So
Aye, there will.
Very good. A brig. Maybe I'm not going to show up that night.
Thank you so much.
I had one other question I wanted to ask you. And now I forgot what it was. It'll probably come to me the minute we close the show. Yeah, it'll come to me the minute we close the show. Doggone it. I should have written it down. Oh, well. It is going to be a good time, and we look forward to being down there with you. Oh, I know what it was. Do you have enough raffle items?
No.
Okay.
What's enough? I mean,
that's true.
Never really enough.
Let me rephrase the question. If I have one or two items that might make a good raffle item, would you like them?
We would always appreciate it. Yes,
Please.
sir.
All right. I'll be doing some looking around over the next 2 weeks, and let me see what I can come up with. All right?
Thank you. Yeah, and thank you
Very
for
welcome.
having us this evening. We appreciate that a lot.
You're very welcome. Mandy did not make it, but, she's in Utah. That's 3 hours away or behind us, so she has other things to do. We'll catch up with her later. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm trying to come up with something that I want to try to do for all 1,000 subscribers when we hit that number. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, but I'm going to come up with something so that we can hit that 1,000. Because once we hit the 1,000, YouTube pays attention to us. And one of the things that we're enjoying doing is just like tonight's show. We brought the SeaWolf Privateers on board to talk about their event and have some fun, some laughs, tickle and tease each other, and enjoy the company of good, fine people that do some good, fine work in their area. If you're a captain or even part of a crew that wants to have some support for whatever event it is you're doing, all you have to do is contact us. We have plenty of open dates that we'd like to put you in on, and I've actually had some people that have wanted to be on a specific date, and if I already have a guest there, I will call the guest and ask if we can move them to another date, and so far that seems to be working out just fine. So if you've got an event coming up and you want to talk about it, we usually suggest 2 weeks prior, like we did tonight. 2 weeks prior, that gives you the opportunity for 2 more weeks of ticket selling, and we hope that people will see this and come on board. So there you have it. We've had a good show. Mr. Davey, how do we close?
Part of the podcast.
Part of the crew.
Always. Can't do it without you. It makes it more fun that way. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next week.